Okay, all right, so take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Roll your shoulders back. Just relax for a few minutes. Because I'm going to tell you my story. We all have a different story. It's like in Pretty Woman. Do you love the movie Pretty Woman? Yeah. When he walked in and says, "What's your dream?" Everybody's got a dream. What's your dream? Well, I say, everybody's got a story, right? What's your story? But nobody wants to hear your story until you're successful. Then they come for miles to hear the story. It's the truth. So they all want to hear your story after you've made it. And they think, oh, well, you know, how in the world do you build a business like this? Because they do pay me so very much money. For a little girl that didn't have $100, when I wrote my check for my starter kit, I didn't have $100 in my account. I'd been home with that baby for a year. I'd completely depleted all my personal money, my stash. And when I went home to tell my husband, he did not think this was a good idea at all. And so I didn't even mention the $100. He thought it was a terrible idea without even mentioning the money. He wasn't even about to ask me for the money because this was such a stupid idea. But so that night I talked to him and he thought it was a terrible idea. And I called my little sister that wore tons of makeup. How many of you got a friend or sister relative that they just thought, well, you just know they're going to be your first customer, right? And she said, "Oh, Cindy, I'm not going to wear Mary Kay just because you're selling it." She was a total makeup snob. Okay? She was totally not like, really? And then I called my baby sister, Sherry, who loves everything. My sister, Sherry, makes me look depressed and tired and negative. She's the most fun person. Am I right? Yes. She's like crazy happy all the time, and she loves everything. And she said, "Oh, Cindy, I knew somebody that sold Mary Kay one time, and they didn't do good at all." Have you told your husband? I said, "He's just as happy as you are." And so now, this is important. My husband, who is a brilliant, successful engineer, my sister who loved cosmetics, and my sister who loves everything said, "Bad idea, bad idea, bad idea." So what do you think I said?
Good advice.
I didn't. Here's what's so important. Your influence is everything, you guys. You will become like the 5 people you hang around. And influence is everything in the whole world. Leadership is everything. And I listened to my husband, the brilliant businessman, and I listened to my sister who loved cosmetics and didn't want to have anything to do with Mary Kay. And I listened to my sister that loved everything, and I quit. The same night I joined. Because I got scared. Remember, I didn't look good. I looked in the mirror and went, "Oh God." And the people that, and I also was home with the baby a year, and even I was successful. I was a secretary, never like a great job, but I thought it was a great job. And I rewrote the procedures manual of that company. I got to work early, and I stayed late, and I gave it my best. You know, whatever your hand finds to do it with all your might. I gave it my best. So you would want me on your team. You would want me working for you because I will figure it out. I'm very resourceful, and I give my best to everything. So I left that job just because I had my son. I worked until the day before I had him. And I thought I'd go back to my job. I loved my boss. I really loved my income. But I loved my baby more. When you have a baby, everything changes. I looked at the baby, I looked at the boss, and I stayed home. Until I was so restless, I had to do something else. And so I was out of money, and I was really out of confidence. Does that make sense? I was in a place where I was just really a little shaky. So it didn't take a lot for me to lose my dream. Mary Kay planted the dream in me that night, and I was sold out. But it didn't take a lot for me to be cut off at the root and back to square one. So I called my sisters, and they all said no. So then I sat on the floor and I cried. And then, what would you do? I called my mama. And I woke her up at midnight. So on both sides, when they're mother-daughters. There's another mother-daughter here. Who else is here? I know we have one mom. Yes, we love our mother-daughters. And our auntie, or Jeannie, Auntie Jeannie, Auntie Jeanette. I remember last night, the people that love us. And your presence here says more than words. You understand? It means you support your girl. And so I called my mom. And I woke her up and said, "Mom, I'm scared. I signed up to sell Mary Kay tonight, and I don't think I can do it. And Lisa and Sherry and Carl don't think I can do it. I need to know what you think." And my mom was a single mom her whole life. She raised me and my 2 little sisters to be very feisty, independent young women. She's quite amazing. And I said, "I need to know what you think." And she said, "Baby," she said, "you've worked hard your whole life." She said, "You can do anything. And if you chose Mary Kay, I know you'll be great." And she said, "I'll have one of those parties for you, baby. Would that help you out?" I said, "Yeah, Mama, that'd be great." And I said, "By the way, I wrote a $100 check tonight for that Mary Kay starter kit." I don't have $100. Have you ever played? I don't know if you can put here, but you can beat the bank. sometimes, you know what I mean? You got a little time. That was before technology got so fast, okay? But my mama
usually
said,
had at least 3 days.
yes, we had 3 days, right? So when I wrote it, it wasn't good. That's a warm check. Those are legit. You come them before they bounce, right? And I was at my mama's house the next morning before daylight. She pulled out a $100 bill. She always had a stash of cash someplace. And she covered my check. And I got started. But it almost makes me cry. Because being here makes me think about being home. It's so weird. Something about y'all and the people here made me think of my beginnings and my home. Because we grew up with nothing. And so, but I started. And my mom did hold that first party. Yeah, I'm such a tomboy, even now. I cleaned up for you, but it's not who I really am. It's the truth. Some people are just natural, like, Tori, you're like a diva. You can almost tell. But it's not a bad thing. It's your DNA. My daughter-in-law's like that. My daughter-in-law's beautiful, and she modeled professionally, and she just loves to look pretty, even when nobody's going to see her. I never look pretty if nobody's going to see me. So it makes it only clean up for you. And so this was foreign to me. Does that make sense? It was just something that I had to figure out. But my mom, she gave me my money. I held that first party. My mother held my first party. And this is another little part of my beginning that was so important because I was so nervous about the makeup and stuff. Blech. I didn't know how to do it. I didn't even want to know how to do it. And my mother invited her friends over. And that was the day when hair was teased and eyebrows were on. You with me? And these women walked in looking like, oh my God, like Elizabeth Taylor. And I thought, oh, good Lord, they're going to wash that stuff off and they will never look like this again. Because I don't know anything about makeup. But guess what? A miracle happened. Say a miracle happened.
A miracle happened.
That's what I discovered that night. A woman that knows how to put it on, knows how to wash it off and put it right back on. They look so good. I thought, oh, I can do this. And then I discovered 2 women that don't know how to do makeup. They don't know, you don't know how. So I was covered. I had this girl that no matter who came. I thought, oh, this is good. So women basically want to look like they look when they walk in. I'm not supposed to change the way they look. And Mary Kay, just provide a service. You listen to the need and you feel it. Just like my skin was acne prone. Tori, can you tell me? My skin, I had really skin problems, and I thought, who's going to buy skincare from me? Because that was something that was a problem. But Mary Kay cleared up my skin. I got my first skirt because of Mary Kay. I learned how to talk in front of people without throwing up. Used to, they'd make me say something in the front of the meeting, and I would go throw up. I would get so scared. And now I could talk. I got to speak at seminar to 8,000 people in a completely round stage. People were 360 around me. I never had more fun in my whole life. It was one of my favorite experiences of my whole life because I have something to share with them that can give those people hope and they can have breakthroughs because of what I've learned. And so it's just really awesome and good. So it was just a process from that little girl that went, that had the courage, that got caught up in the excitement to sign up, to the quitting the same night. I called the lady to tell her to tear up my chip, but she was still driving 3 hours home. It was before cell phones, so I couldn't quit. That's when I called my mom. And my mom gave me the attagirl. I would not be here, you guys. Isn't that amazing how fragile? It's like a thin, fragile thread that's just so easily broken when you're new. And Mary Kay, because if somebody buys a lot, you think, oh, I've got this, and somebody brings it back, they go, crap, let me quit. You know, and they go on this roller coaster of emotion. But there's a scripture that says a cord of 2 threads, no, 2 are better than 1 because they have a greater return for their work, and a cord of 3 strands is not easily broken. That's the red jacket scripture for me. You've got 3 people, you have a team, they're depending upon you, and so you rise up and you're better because they're watching you. That's what Mary Kay's all about. So that first year, I didn't break records. I was just getting by. I was learning to use the product. I was learning to talk in front of people. I was learning to get dressed. I learned to fix my hair. But here's what happened. Because I was so interested in serving my customers, I really care so much. I care about everybody. The person I sit on the plane, I love to travel because I look for the mother with 2 kids that I can help. In the bathroom, change the baby's diaper. That's what I did in Washington, D.C. yesterday. I look for people I can serve. The person that I love, it fills my cup. So I'm so excited when I travel because I'm serving everyone around me, so that makes me happy. It's just the way I'm wired, right? But that's what I brought to Mary Kay. I serve the people. You find a need and you fill it. You listen and you fill it. Everywhere we went yesterday, all over, in the airport, everyone said yes to us. every person that we offered Mary Kay to said yes. Now, part of that was because we have really good energy and we expect them to say yes. If people tell me no, my hand goes over my heart and I actually ache because I think she must have not understood what I offered her. Must be a language barrier here. Because I just offered you the greatest product in the world and I gave you me to go with it. I own the business. No one will give you better service than me. I care. And those people you buy cosmetics from at the cosmetic counter at the department store, they don't love you. I'm like genie in the bottle. I pop out of the cleanser every day, right? And so when your clients steal that from you, guys, you will build customers for life. I built a reorder business that put me in the point of sales every year. That's how strong the repeat business was. So it's so rich that your customers love you so much. So that first year, just because I was serving the people, and I only worked about 10 hours a week that first year, because I was juggling new motherhood and all that stuff, about 10 hours a week, and I made $11,000 profit. That's almost $1,000 a month back in the 80s, and I went, dang, because I wasn't really counting money. Remember, I wasn't very good at that to figure out what I was doing. So I was so surprised that I had done so well. So what do you think that told me? If I did that good without really working on it, what could I do if I really got serious? And the second year of Mary Kay was when I earned my first pink Cadillac. And I was earning 6 figures before I was 30. So from a little scared girl with no money, no education, no cosmetics, no training, to being one of the top people and took my unit to #1 twice and then became a national sales director. And people every day, they say, how do you build this business? I personally think you love God, you love people, and you get your butt to work, okay? And that's the only thing you have to do. You have to serve people. You have to believe. And I've oftentimes lost my belief in myself, but never in the company. Does that make sense? Never in the company. Because our company is special on the planet. Mary Kay Ash was special. No one can copy Mary Kay because they can't copy the lady Mary Kay. So you do need to read the autobiography. You need to get to know her. And I was blessed. I've been in the company so long. I was there for the 20th anniversary, the 25th, the 30th, the 35th, the 40th, the 45th, the 50th. I've been there. Mary Kay traveled the world with me for 20 years. So I was trained by her. When my husband was sick in the hospital in Dallas for 3 months without going home, I'm not going to tell the whole story, but she came to see me in the hospital. You know, she was as real and as humble and as amazing as any person I've ever met. She changed my entire life. So I'm rooted very deep in Mary Kay. And for me to come to Scotland, where you don't really know Mary Kay, and I kind of can be Mary Kay for you because that's what Mary Kay was for me, it's like I can't wait to come back. I told my kids are grown, I'm free. I can come and go. I'm staying 3 weeks this trip. I could stay 3 months next trip. Who cares? Because this is where I just love it. I love the company. I love my product. And the proof is in the pudding. Those of us faithful to Mary Kay products, you can line up 100 women on this wall faithful to using the most expensive product in the world. 5, 10, 20 years, 100 women on this wall faithful to using Mary Kay skincare. 5, 10, 20 years, we look better every time. It's the truth. We have the best product. We have the best price. We give the best service. There is no competition. But what we need is the leadership. We don't have enough consultants here to share the product. Y'all realize that? There's like nobody. This is like, you have to be, we talked last night, you have to be extra brave. You have to be a pioneer. You have to have more courage because there's not cars parked everywhere, free pink cars and Mary Kay success everywhere. You have to be that. So if you're like me and you're looking for more, whatever more looks like, you know, Mary Kay can fill that for you. Maybe it's just you want to get your products at wholesale. A lot of people join for that reason. That's not why I joined. I wanted the people. I needed the friendship, the fellowship. I needed the challenge, the win. I like that part of Mary Kay. I didn't even want the products, remember? That didn't motivate me. I thought, oh crap, I got to sell lipstick too. You're kidding. I just wanted the whole social part of it. Maybe more is the extra money that you need. That's why Brenda joined. She had just built that big house and had a huge responsibility financially. She knew she could help with that. Maybe more is the prizes. There's so many gifts and prizes and appreciation for Mary Kay that makes you feel so wonderful to be appreciated. Maybe it's a career car. You need to have a free car from the company. I'm driving my 17th free pink Cadillac. I drive a beautiful pink Escalade hybrid. It's just amazing. I like a truck, man. We're from Texas. We like big stuff. I can haul things around. You know, I don't know what more looks like, but more, Mary Kay offers us all so much more. And so we hope that from today, you've seen the support of the corporate staff, the amazing success of Susan and Erica and Mary Rose that are working here, and now Brenda is coming from Switzerland and starting to build her business here. You see all of this. I will come as often, you become a new sales director, I'm here. That's what I love, is to come celebrate leadership. And that's what, without leadership, the people perish. Without vision, the people perish. There's got to be leadership. There's got to be examples of women that are going out there and share the product and look for people that want more. And I will just tell you, look for people that love people, that have a servant's heart, they're willing to learn, and they have a good work ethic. I can pretty much find out in about 5 minutes if you're really going to pursue this business or not, because you've got to have servant leadership, you've got to be a good student and always be investing in yourself to learn and grow, and have a good work ethic. And then you really can have anything that you want. And Mary Kay, you know, now pays me $500,000 a year. I get paid more than doctors and lawyers, and all I do is the same thing. I just love people everywhere I go. Isn't that crazy? So there's more to Mary Kay than really people ever know. Most people say, I had no idea. And our goal from today is that you just be exposed to what Mary Kay has to offer, and that you trust us. If this is something you're looking for more in your life, that you have the courage to join. I think it's $99, and you can be an active consultant and get your whole beginning of your business started. I mean, that's like nothing really in the world of what things cost us today to crack the door open to see what it can do for you. Or if it's totally not something you would ever consider for yourself or not at this time, you know somebody after you've met us and trust us that you're going to share this with and tell them, you should go talk to so-and-so, because Mary Kay really does have a lot to offer women. So we hope that it's been enough of a commercial to help you see that it's something that you may be open to yourself. But how exciting would it be to be a part of a pioneer, to be part of the beginning of what's going to happen here in Scotland? And who would you share this with? The girl, Linda, that brought me into Mary Kay only stayed in the company for a couple of months, but she gave it to me. But she doesn't have the spirit of, I wish I'd have stayed in because I would have made more money. She has the spirit of, I'm so glad I was the one that exposed you to Mary Kay. I still go see her every time I go home to Louisiana, to her house, and thank her every single time I see her because she changed my life. Birgit Johnson, who's the National Sales Director in Germany. I don't know if y'all know of her, but you will probably. She's an amazing woman. She was in my unit for 3 years in the United States before Mary Kay even opened in Germany. And so even though I don't get credit for it on paper, it's because of our love of each other and working together that she knew Mary Kay when they opened in Germany. And so you never know the person you're going to touch their life that takes this and runs with it.